recording?
No, this is video. See, you're recording right now.
Okay.
Okay, and you just there 901.
Okay, the house on the right, almost bought by Michael Jackson, bought by a lady who
Built by a lady.
built by a lady. Well, probably not with her own actual hands, but with her mind. Built by a lady who, as part of her pay for McDonald's, took stock instead, and ended up with a nice big house down there.
Coming up here before the next turn is the Kennedy estate, no longer owned by the Kennedys.
Oh, right, the Kennedy family, familiar with them? Used to go to a church behind us about a mile. Anyway, they owned a place just up there on the
It's called the Winter White House.
The Winter White House, it was called.
Because
For obvious reasons, I guess.
the mom lived there, Rose lived there almost year round, I think, towards the end of her life.
And we're now at the north end of the island, because Palm Beach is an island. Oh, look at that! Somebody's
Building a little house.
building something there. Rush Limbaugh lives around here somewhere,
Mediterranean.
and
On Mediterranean.
Rush Limbaugh lives on the house where Nancy used to live on Mediterranean.
I can't stand it.
Lives
We
on the
just passed
street.
Kennedys,
Yeah, we just
combined
passed
it. They
Kennedys.
sold this lot, so there's another house there, and that was Shriver's house.
Okay.
Sergeant Shriver's house.
Who's that?
He was a relative of the Kennedys, and he was also a politician. And I can't remember what he did for a living.
Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Kennedy.
And all my friends are starting here. I mean, all this North End. I had a lot of friends growing up.
Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway.
Vicky's house used to be here. They tore it down and built a new one.
So this is very much Nancy's old, not the stomping ground, but where she was, raised.
This
and
is my old playground.
used to play, and as a kid, and all that stuff.
Ride my bike, run, walk,
Go to the beach,
go to the beach.
check out the hot
near the
guys.
dock. Used to be a real dock there. It was just, there were cute
dear.
guys up here.
Boy, one of these houses was a safe house owned by the CIA. Can't remember which one.
I think it's on.
Or they
Bahama.
rented it. Or they rented it.
It's on
I
Bahama.
mean, Anyway, those now you see. I don't know if you see those condos there up in the distance. That is not Palm Beach. That is Singer Island, and that is separated from here by a stretch of water for which the cruise ships go through and the other large ships go through on their way out to the ocean on the right. Nancy, how many times have you had sex on this beach?
Now, nice girls don't tell.
Nice girls don't tell. There we go.
That was the Nemec's house. They weren't famous, but I knew them right there. They're all the parents are dead, and the kids are all spread out. A couple of the kids are dead too.
Oh dear.
They're not. They wouldn't be kids
Oh
anymore. Don't.
yeah, Rush Limbaugh. He actually broadcasts from his house. He does his show from his house.
And this house, let me see if it's even still standing. The same one. This property, I don't think it's still there, but right in there, it used to be a house owned by Gucci.
Oh.
It's torn down now.
Okay.
And Limbaugh took a whole bunch of this. We're going to drive to the inlet, then I'll come back up and go by Limbaugh's, and then we'll go by the famous Nancy Case's house.
You hear that? I just hope we can upload this video. Actually, it should say that the memory card on my camera is full. So now we're on Nancy's mobile. So hopefully, as long as she knows how to upload it, then I'll be able to do that this afternoon. We shall see. Hope for the best. Oh boy. Yes, I've been to lots of these houses with the limo.
Do you want to get out at the inlet or not?
No, I'm not fussed about the inlet. That's the inlet. That's the end of the road. I've cycled up here many times. There's a bike trail over to the left.
Go inlet, and I'll show you one other house.
Oh, one of those.
The house on the tip of the island is owned by Dr. Cooven and his wife, and I grew up with the kids. And Dr. Cooven is an immune specialist. He's still practicing, but he's got to be in his 80s now. But he was he's very knowledgeable, obviously, on HIV and AIDS. That was one of his specialties right here. I forget what they named it. And Jeanette, Lisa, Michelle, and Jeffrey were his kids, and I knew all of them. Right there, that's it. So that's that house.
Yeah, right on the inlet. And the inlet, it's called the inlet because it goes into the port. Yeah, the inlet, and out to the Atlantic Ocean behind us. And then say this is as far as this is where the road ends.
Yeah, that's where the island ends. This is the northern tip. And this dock right here that we're not going to get out and walk on because it's tiny, used to be a full-size dock, and they used to have gas stations. Gas pumps, and there's a little house. There used to be a little house here and a lady named Annie lived in it, and she had a little store, and it was just the place for the North End kids to come, but no more. No more. Everything changes. It's sad.
Yes.
She'd be dead anyway, but it would be nice if they had left the...
Oh, there's a bus stop. How about that? There's a bus stop right there.
Yeah,
but you can see there's no park.
Housekeepers.
There's no parking here, love. People, you live here. You don't want people parking here, for God's sake. You don't want anyone just driving along. Where are we going now?
Rush Limbaugh's.
Oh, we're going to Rush Limbaugh's. Well, actually not going to his house. Can't imagine he's going to invite us in for breakfast or anything.
And not me, he won't be inviting him. Look, this used to be, who was it? Oh, gosh darn it, I can't remember whose house it was. Rich's Ice Cream.
Rich's Ice Cream, okay. Probably not so famous on the West Coast, my love.
And then over here is a house, a brick house. I can't remember who owned it, but a friend of mine used to take care of it. And they had private tennis courts, and I hung out there. And then George Hamilton's mother, the actor's mother, owned...
Oh, right, I remember something like that, yeah.
Which house was it? Was this one or the next one? I think it's the next one. Next one. This house right here is George Hamilton's mother's. Is this it? No, that's still... No, it's this one. Okay. I used to use the Mrs. Udell lived there. And this was George Hamilton's mother's house. Yeah, that was it. And then right ahead is Rush Limbaugh's.
Okay, this Rush Limbaugh's right ahead of us.
And then he took the property that John and Lori Stoll used to own. They sold their house, and he incorporated that. It's huge.
I just got to drop the window, love, and tell Rush Limbaugh that he's a fox-loving fat pig. Excuse me.
He is. But don't do that.
No, I'm joking. Don't worry. Especially on a Sunday, window on a Sunday.
So this is the service entrance here. The other main entrance must be
service entrance down. Lots of service entrances around here, and
then
of course, limos go through the main entrance, as you know.
Nancy's house.
And we're going to Nancy's house.
Let's see what this
Mediterranean.
Like.
Was
every
it
now
2 and 4?
Every 212.
212. I
every
said
now
2
and
and 4.
then, like every 10 years, I stop and knock on the door and say, "Can I see my old room?"
Do you really? And they always let you in?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's the
nice.
same. What's funny is my parents had it so messy. There's junk everywhere, and it was cluttered, and it's the same thing. Same type of people. It's so weird. But they have a new roof. It has a pool now. This was the Rogers. That was Bob Davis's house. He won an Oscar.
He won an Oscar. Holy moly, Bob Davis. How about that?
Yep.
Nancy's place on the left. Here we go. This is where Nancy misbehaved a lot, and I'm sure gave her parents hell.
Yes, I certainly did. That's my old house. Oh, I miss you, house. I miss you.
Oh, Nancy's she's going to start crying. Oh, no.
That was the Montgomery's house, and this was the Ingers house, and that was the Gallen's house, and then Pam Rolfe's house was next to there. We're going to go back up. Just go up. I just want to see what's going on at my ex-friend's house.
Okay.
That's the Radish house. That used to be an empty lot when I was a kid. It used to be one of my playgrounds. I used to go down there and fish. I can't resist just driving by and seeing if she still has a station wagon. I hope she doesn't come out. That would be embarrassing.
Oh.
Bitter duck. That's Bobby Lindsay's house. She grew up with Joe. She was a friend of Joan's growing up. It's Bobby Buck now. This is the famous Julie's house. Oh, she doesn't even have a station wagon anymore. And it looks just about as bad as it's always looked.
The Beverly Hillbillies of Palm Beach.
Yep. Except the husband's ex-wife is one of the founding families in Palm Beach. So the ex-wife is the mother of Celery Kimball, who's a very famous fashion designer.
Ah, okay.
Very famous now.
Hey.
Okay, so that's this. Now, do you want to go on the north road, or do you want to stay on the ocean?
I'm happy staying.
On the ocean?
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest.
Right, we should be just on time for my.
Now, I never told Nancy this before. What I'm about to say, darling, is going to be a surprise to Nancy. But I actually took Elton John to a residence along this street where he stayed for a couple of days on a private visit. And Nancy knows nothing about this. I'm sure, she does now.
Okay, whose house was it?
It was also where it was rented by somebody, because I also took David Bowie there as well on another visit.
Oh,
right?
Was the Douglas Fairbanks old house on the
It was
on the lake?
14. I'm gonna guess and say 1485, but I might North Lake Way, but I might be wrong.
Fairbanks.
But
Fairbanks.
it's
what's the name of it?
I can't remember.
We're gonna go by it. Sorry, we're gonna go that way. It's up a little further.
And Nancy does have this thing for not only myself as an Englishman, but a fellow Englishman with a lot more money than I.
Actually, it all started with Mark Lester.
Mark Lester? Who's Mark Lester?
He played Oliver in the movie. He's a British actor, yeah.
Ah, there we go. Anyway, yeah, so Mr. John is well loved by Nancy. And for many years, I think.
Nancy loves him, and he actually likes me.
She has met him on some occasions.
He wrote me a letter where he said "love you." So
How about that? Elton John loves Nancy Case. I tell you, David Furnish, you're in big trouble here.
no. I have Bob. Elton doesn't have a chance with me.
Dear me. Actually, well, love, when we're in Windsor, we'll have to go by Elton John's front gate. Anyway, I can't imagine we'll actually get in the house, but anyway, that's for when. Hey, maybe we'll do that in a few weeks when I pick you up at Heathrow. Anyway, so now we're heading south. But the ocean now is on our left.
And here's the Kennedy part. That used to be where that house is right there ahead of us. It was a vacant lot. That was part of Kennedy's property. It no longer is. Now there's 2 houses there instead of just one.
Can you believe it? People are subdividing in Palm Beach. I mean, what is this recession is hitting everyone, love. I mean,
Really? Douglas Fairbanks' place. We're going to go down to
okay.
I hope I can.
See, now Nancy knows where I took Elton John to, right? We gotta go by the house.
No, I just can't remember the name of it, so it's driving me crazy. It's not Visca. It's not. I could probably look it up on the phone easier than finding it this way, but we'll try.
There's another Bentley we just passed, love. Lots of Bentley. Within a lot.
Rolls Royce, Ferrari.
Within a lot of these garages that are
Mercedes.
closed, right, that we can't actually see, within a lot of those garages there's going to be all sorts of antique cars, all sorts of things, that are out of sight. And during the season, you're going to see a lot more of them at the clubs, the restaurants, the Publix, the supermarket.
Right down this.
Bike trail.
It's the bike trail.
Bike trail.
And up down here. You can ride a bike when you come visit.
Okay, yeah, I've cycled down up and down this bike trail, because when you're on the bike trail, this is where it actually then rejoins the road. So I've been along here down there many times. There's the Intracoastal down there, love.
Not Duck's Nest. Duck's Nest was Governor Kirk's. But it's
Yeah, I
right
don't
by
think it's
Duck's
Duck's
Nest.
Nest.
It's right by there. Is that what you're talking about?
I'd
That's the only place Bowie's ever stayed.
I'd have to see it, I can't remember.
Pink. It's pink.
No.
I'm trying to remember where it is. Okay, it's down by Tradewind. No, it's down further. It's down.
A lot of these houses have names as well as numbers, of course.
Maybe I've already passed it. I'm trying to remember where it was.
And I remember some of them, but, not all of
Is
them.
it further this way or is it back that way?
One guy along this road, love, used to have a London taxi parked on his forecourt. I can't remember who that was and if it's still there or not.
Well, we've already passed it. I'll look the name up because it's bugging
No,
me.
we haven't. It's further down. It's
I
definitely
think,
further.
yeah,
It's on the right. It's on the right.
And it's I know. I'm just gonna when I see the name, I'm gonna go. Of course, that's what it's called. But it was Douglas. It used to be Douglas Fairbanks' house. Who was an actor.
Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doo. There's the Intercoastal, sweetheart.
And across the lake is West Palm Beach.
Yep. As Nancy said, right there's West Palm Beach. We don't want to go there, do we?
And all that means is it's west of Palm Beach.
Oh, here's the Mystic Princess. What's that? A tour boat?
I guess it is.
Oh, sightseeing. How common. There's the bike trail, love, on the right there.
This used to be a real tiny house here, and they moved it. And it's stuck on a barge somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because nobody wants it. Somebody said they wanted it, and then they didn't. So it's stuck on a barge somewhere in Riviera, waiting for somebody to.
The whole house?
Yes, because it's historic. And they didn't want to tear it down.
Get in. Oh, dearie me.
And Kelly, Katie's friend Kelly used to live at that house. That's where she grew up. Katie, my daughter.
Right. Okay, there's the bike trail, love, going off to the back of beyond down there. And here we are, still on the Lake Road. North Lake Way.
There's a little cage here. When I was little, my dad used to say a witch lived in there, and I better be good.
Oh, boy.
Where is it?
Parents are such fibbers, aren't they?